There's so many times, and there's so many times with my YouTube channel, for example, I did 100 hours of watch time in 2023. As of today, when I'm filming this video, I've gotten over 500 hours, 800 hours of content viewed in just the last 30 days. Why? It's not because I am a genius and figured it out. It's because I've been stupid consistent with it. All right, guys, so we're gonna continue this training, and we're on to this growth section, right? This is the second video on growth. The first one, we talked about strategy and ideas. Now we're gonna be talking about branding, and we're gonna divide this into two videos, and we're gonna talk about lead gen, and then closing the deal. And I think it's so crucial, guys. You're gonna want to skip to sales. Everyone wants to skip to sales. If we lay the right foundation, that's what all this is about, is how do we scale with stability? So I'm gonna break this down, guys, into two phases. Today, when it comes to branding, we're gonna be talking about social, and I'm gonna do another video right after this on your website. And if we can get these two things done really, really well, later on, further down the course, we're gonna circle back, and as you build this habit, we're gonna be adding a couple other elements to your brand, which is books, podcast, and speaking. Pretty much regardless of your industry, if you can do these three things, it is going to elevate you, and I will talk more about that as we come. Now, before we get started, there's two things that in all of our research we have learned of why people don't continue with social. There's two reasons. Number one is one of my favorite quotes. I'm not who I think I am. I'm not who you think I am. I am who I think you think I am. Too many of you guys are worried about what other people are saying when it comes to your social. So when you're about to post, you're sitting there and you're like, oh man, I wonder what my dad's gonna think of this post. He's gonna think I'm an idiot. Oh, I wonder what that client who canceled on me is gonna say. Guys, you're too worried about what other people think, right? And what ends up happening is that we end up driving our lives by this acronym. You can dig into this quote later, but this is a big reason. The second biggest reason, and I'm gonna have the team throw up a few photos here. The second biggest reason is we make a couple of posts, we try to get after it, and we're disappointed with how many people view our content, right? Wow, and only 50 people viewed, only 100 people viewed, only 1,000 people viewed. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. If you really act as though these people watching your social are literally in a room with you, most of us would be petrified if we were in a room speaking to 50 people. Yet on social, we're only 50. And so I want to showcase here. This is what speaking to a room of 50 people looks like. This is 100. How many of you would be really scared if you spoke to 100 people? Here is what a room of 250 people look like. It's crazy. 500, 1,000, 5,000. Even in whenever I was just getting started into social, as long as I was consistent, even when I was just getting started, I was getting 5,000 to 10,000 people viewing it. Imagine if you were sitting right here on this tennis court, speaking to 10,000 people. A lot of us would be petrified, right? And so I want you to think differently about your views, because here's the deal. The more consistent you are with a specific type of content, the easier it is going to be to scale, hands down. All right, so there's three forms of content that I want you to break into. So remember, there's two things we're trying to accomplish here. Number one, we're trying to get out there and get our brand out there. And number two is the discipline. We're trying to build this discipline. Speaking of, by the end of this lesson, here in just a couple minutes, I want you to leave with two things. Either one, the motivation to get going, the confidence to get going, or number two, the discipline. Some of you guys are gonna be overconfident. You're gonna be excited, you're gonna be pumped, there's gonna be no barrier of entry, and you're just gonna have to push forward and go for it, right? Some of you aren't gonna have the confidence. And so therefore, we're gonna require the discipline to take action. But I promise you, there's so many times, and there's so many times with my YouTube channel, for example, I did 100 hours of watch time in 2023. As of today, when I'm filming this video, I've gotten over 500 hours, 800 hours of content viewed in just the last 30 days. Why? It's not because I am a genius and figured it out. It's because I've been stupid consistent with it. Okay, 3 forms of content that I need you to be doing starting today. One is a longer form. We're talking YouTube. We're talking a 5 to 10 minute. You're consuming this video. I need you to start creating this video. All right, we're talking about that here in a second. The second thing is I need you to be thinking about Reels. Okay, so this is that 1 minute, 1.5 minute videos, right? You can edit these yourselves. You can do it not editing, or you can come out and hire someone on Upwork or something like this really affordable. And then the third one is an actual post. All right, let's jump in. I want to tell you a couple things about the generic post first, okay? What you're going to be doing here, we'll throw up some examples here, but what you're going to be doing is as you create content every single day, I want you to go on Facebook and make a post every morning. We're going to schedule this later on. At the end of this video, I'm going to just show you what I would do on my calendar. It's really simple. It's not rocket science. Every day I'm waking up and I'm going to do a singular post on Facebook. 4 out of 5 days, maybe 3 out of 5, but probably 4 out of 5 days, I want it to be personal. I want to talk about faith, talk about marriage, kids, what I've been up to, going to the fairgrounds, ask a question. The more engaging I can be, the better. And your goal is definitely engagement. When Facebook sees that engagement, they're going to show when you post about business, they're going to see that one post a week, just one post a week. I want it to be about business. And all I want you to do is go maybe highlight a testimonial. Hey, I'm super excited about this testimonial I got this week. I want you to do a before and after pic. I want you to do maybe an education post. Hey guys, I've seen so many clients of mine lately come to me and they waited till the last minute. They weren't doing repairs on their AC. They weren't doing maintenance on their AC. And this is what happened. It ended up costing them a lot of money. So if you guys need anything, let me know. It could be as simple as just informative, but one post a week, I want it to be about business, and the others are going to be all about personal, right? I want them to fall in love with you. What that's going to end up happening is maybe the people seeing your post are never, ever going to work with you. But I guarantee you, when their friend, because we love connecting people, when their friend goes, hey, Bob, who do you know that's an HVAC? Man, I got a friend, Jim. He's an HVAC guy. I'm happy to introduce you. I don't know much about his services, but man, he's a really good dude. I see him with his family all the time. I see him going to church. I see him blah, 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 right? We want to make that personal connection with people, right? Okay, the second thing I want you to do, guys, is Reels, all right? Now, the cool thing is my wife created this awesome ChatGPT here. All right, guys, I want to jump in here. I want to show you this ChatGPT that my wife, Karen, built just for you guys. And what we're going to do here, all right, guys, for Reels, one of the big things is what I put, how do I post, right? So my wife created a great ChatGPT to help you guys out. And this, if you want it, just comment below, let me know, and I'll have the team ping it over to you. So it starts off with this worksheet, Content Wizard by a height, and it's really simple. Just fill it out. About your business, right? What industry are you in? Real estate agency in Cabot with 35 years, 35 agents, 7 locations. You just keep going down, filling out all this information. What are your goals, strengths, your style? You know, and not too worried about spelling, obviously. Been around for 11 years. As soon as you have this, what you're going to do is you're going to download it to a PDF. And then you're going to head over to this ChatGPT. And when you get there, all you're going to do is take that document, the PDF, you're going to plug it in and then press enter. What it's going to be doing is analyzing that document. Karen and I worked on this, and we've been customizing it a lot. And it is going to create your hooks. This is the first thing. Why, when the first 3, 4, 5 seconds of that video that you post, why would they want to stay with it, right? And so right here, based on the information you put, it is going to create hooks. Looking for your first home? Here's what you need to know. Military families, we've got you covered. Home buying is simplified. And you read through these, and I want you to go through them and just make sure, like, are these good? Do we like these? You know what? And then if you haven't used ChatGPT, guys, you're missing out so much. But I don't like 4. Can you redo it, right? Whatever you need to do here, it's gonna redo it. Make sure it's good. All right, once it's good, it says, do you like these hooks? If so, we're gonna create 30 to 60-second scripts. Yes, all good. Boom, now it's gonna start creating these scripts, right? Now, it's not only gonna create the scripts, it's gonna tell you what to do with the camera, the setup, things of this nature as well, right? So right here, you know, looking for your first home, here's what you need to know. So opening, smiling, approachable tone. Hey there, first-time buyers. If you feel overwhelmed with the process, don't worry, you're not alone. And then at your agency, right? So it's telling you at Height Real Estate Agency, we've helped so many people, closing. If you're ready to start your buying journey, click below, comment below, whatever the case may be. This is it. It's really simple to do, right? Once you do, and we can then go, all right, can you create the scripts for all of the above? All right, you go through here. All I want you to do, guys, is record these, edit them really quick on your Instagram, play around with it, have fun with it, but post every single day on Instagram. I want you to also take that same exact reel, and I want you to post it on YouTube Shorts as well. Then I want you to go over LinkedIn. So we're going to post on 4 platforms. We've got Facebook with a general post. We've got YouTube with a weekly long form, as well as a every single day a short or reel, whatever you want to call it. And then we've got Instagram Reels as well, right? So 3 platforms. I then want you to go to LinkedIn, and I want you to post the best of the 3 for that day. I want you to post the best of the 3. Was your Facebook post really good? Was your reel really good? Whatever. And I want you to post on LinkedIn as well. Don't think about it. Don't overthink it, all right? The last thing that I want you to do is I want you to every single week, I want you to go in, I want you to calculate how many impressions am I getting the last 7 days or the last 28 days? How many impressions the last 28 days? What's my engagement across all platforms the last 28 days? What's my clicks in the last platform in the last 28 days? I want you to add that up. And as you start being consistent, you're gonna see this slowly start to curve up. Now, this is not rocket science. If you're a realtor and you can get 1 million views a year on your videos, what's the chances of you selling 20, 30 homes? Really, really well. It just takes consistency. We're going to learn all the details later on. I'll show you guys a huge video on how we edit our videos. I'll show you a video on how we film our YouTube. I'll show you all of that type of stuff. But it's not that complex. All right. The last thing that I want to show you guys is right here. Your calendars are so important. So I just pulled one of this is the helicopter deal for one of our events. So obviously we're not using this calendar anymore. This is critical. Number 1, you have to have the discipline to, if things are in your calendar, you have to get it done. All right? And so number 2, then, you just put things in your calendar and then it naturally flows. You're going to tell your time what to do. So what are we doing? Well, every single day, and we got talked about this in the last strategy call, right? As you grow in business, you need to, as the owner, be spending more and more of your time on growth and scaling, right? You can get someone typically to fulfill the product, to do some operations, but like the growth side, the easiest person to grow the company is yourself. So you need to be doing Facebook post every day. As you get good, guess what? This is going to be quicker and quicker, right? So you're going to go in, does repeat Monday through Friday, boom. And we're not going to send this on this one, but boom. Now, every single day, Monday through Friday, I started this, but every single week, it's going to show up, right? The next thing I want you to do is I want you to do a reel. Now, in the beginning, there's 2 ways to do this. One, you could do all your reels in one day. I like to batch mine, and I'll have a specific topic. So this week, for example, on Instagram, I did 5 failures people do when it comes to finance, right? And so I just 5 quick failures, went outside for a walk, set up my desk. I did one when I was home. So you could batch them or you could do them daily. I recommend doing them all at one time. So what I would do is I would take this, I would schedule how much time is needed, I would do it back to back. I prefer to do, Karen and I do all of our content on Friday, and so I would do Instagram, Reels, 5, right? And again, guys, you make this repeat. What ends up happening here is that if you don't make it repeat, people book you. You get covered up. You're not planning your freaking time, okay? And then the last thing I would do is my YouTube video. And again, I like to do that on Friday, and I like to spend a few hours planning, and then a few hours, or 30 minutes or so, actually filming the video, right? If you do these things, long form content once a week, 5 reels a week, and a 1 post every single day on Facebook, I promise you, you will see so much traction. And you will build a discipline that we're gonna compound on like crazy. Because if you just do this every day, I don't care about format, I don't care about how great you do it. If you just get in the habit, it will be very, very easy to perfect your form. It'll be very easy to add a book to what you're doing. It'll be very easy to start doing better YouTube and longer YouTube and all this type of stuff. It'll be super easy to create a course. There's a billion things we can do as long as these foundational disciplines are done. Now in the next video, we're gonna go over your website. Because as we're doing all this social, your website is gonna start gaining traction. And this is a foundational piece to not only your brand, but it's gonna compound everything else we do. It's gonna compound everything else we do. If we do paid media and we pay $100 for a click, right? I would much rather a website convert at 10, 12% than I would at 3%, right? If I'm sending a ton of traffic from social, I would much rather it convert at 15% versus 3%, right? So our website is really key. So jump into that next video with me. We're gonna dive into our website, what to look at, free tools, all kinds of great stuff, and making sure that your website is built for success. We'll see you guys.